What's up, my friend? DK back. It is day number 1 with your free email marketing training series. And now, before we get into actual email marketing and list segmenting and making sure that you guys are hitting the inbox and list hygiene and all that other stuff that we mentioned in the overview. Now, by the way, if you have not watched the overview, please do me a favor, hit the link down below and make sure that you go and watch the overview video, so you have an idea of what we're going to talk about in this course. If you're just picking up from day number 1, you might be missing some key pieces of information. Also, please do me a favor. If you are just checking this out for the very first time, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button down below, and also ring the bell so you get notified anytime I post new content, either a new video here for this or other free training series that I have done. And also, it is just crazy, but believe it or not, over 70% of the people that watch my content, yes, even though I have thousands of subscribers, over 70% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. It's weird. It's crazy. So please, it helps more than you know. Hit that subscribe button down below. Now, first thing we're going to talk about is setting up your DNS or DKIM. In order to do that, you need a domain name. All right. So you got to have a domain name. Now, you're not going to be sending an email from a free email. You're not going to send emails in your autoresponder. So in this particular case, as I go through this training, the 2 reference points that we're going to be using are GoDaddy for domain names, and we're also going to be using GetResponse as the email autoresponder. Now, keep in mind, this applies to really any email autoresponder. What I'm going to take you through these processes. I'm specifically going to show you GetResponse, and I want to specifically use GetResponse because there's a lot of different niches out there in the world of online marketing, but the ones that I typically go around, or maybe you yourself, if you are, an affiliate marketer, a network marketer, you have some sort of online marketing business where you sell a product or a service, GetResponse is probably the most user-friendly, and that's why we're going to use that in this free training series. And in this email marketing training series, we're going to be talking about and using GetResponse as the example. But like I said, you could apply this to ActiveCampaign, you can apply this to Aweber, you can apply this to Mailing Boss with Builderall, or anything else that you are using, MailChimp and all that other stuff. Okay. So first thing you need is a domain name. So go ahead and select your domain. If you're going to be using GoDaddy or Namescheap or whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure that you have a domain name. Select a domain name, and it doesn't matter. It's got to work for you. So if your name is Bob and you want to do something like Work with Bob, or bobsuperawesomewebsite.com or whatever it is, go ahead and get that domain name. Then once you do, so as an example, I'm going to go here, I'm going to select my products, and this is where you would see this information if you're using GoDaddy. So you're going to be on where it specifically says my products, and then what you're going to do is you're going to scroll all the way down right here to where it says email and office. Okay, so this is what you're going to be looking for. Now, I'm not going to go through this process with you. You're going to be able to do this with Namescheap or whatever. I'm just showing you here in GetResponse. You're going to go to email and office, and then you're going to go, and after you get your domain name, you're going to set up an email. Now, the beautiful part about GoDaddy is they have live chat support service right down here. Okay, it says live chat support. You can literally go and say, hey, I just bought a domain. How do I set up an email? They'll be able to walk you through that process. It's very straightforward. Then once you have your email address, now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our GetResponse account, and I'm going to show you how to link your new domain, your professional domain, with your GetResponse account. And we're going to set up the DNS. We're going to set up the SPF record. We're going to set up all that good fun stuff and make sure that you guys have an official real domain name that you can send email from. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into setting up your DNS and DKIM. It's going to be really easy when you guys follow this document, which, by the way, this document is right down in the description down below. So if you want to follow along with each day and in the material that I talk about, and as I go through these, recording it day by day, this information may change. I may add in a link. I may change something, update something, that sort of stuff. So just be aware that you may see additional information as we go through this free email marketing training series. Okay. So now what we're going to do is bounce over here to our to our GetResponse account. So obviously you're going to want to log in, and then this is easy. And all you got to do is follow along with the information that I have right here. So first thing is we're going to go and we're going to input the SPF record, and the link that you need is in the document, and I have it right here. So we're literally just going to click on this. Okay. It's going to open this page up, and you don't need to be logged into a GetResponse account to do this. So first thing we got to do is we got to put this what's called the SPF record in the DNS of your domain name. And I know it sounds technical, it sounds fancy, but what this is going to do is this is going to help your overall email deliverability. And the SPF record, you kind of have to look at it this way. When any email autoresponder sends out an email, your GetResponse, your ActiveCampaigns, your Awebers, right? When they send out an email, and that email lands on basically like the doorstep of Gmail, Yahoo, AOL, Hotmail, whatever, there's some validation processes that need to happen. So in order for them to open the door and invite you into the inbox, okay, they're going to say, hey, what sort of records, what kind of certifications do you have that is going to be, that's going to validate the fact that we're even going to open the door and let you guys in? The SPF record and the DKIM record are two of those pieces of information. Okay. So what you're going to want to do is click on the document as long as you have GetResponse. Now, if you have ActiveCampaign or Aweber, you can just go to the help section, use live chat, Google it, YouTube it, whatever. You'll be able to find the information. Trust me. So as an example, if you come down here, you're looking for this piece of code right here. Okay. That's exactly what you're looking for. So you're going to copy, it says the SPF record is the following. You're going to copy this code right here. Simple, easy. Then you're going to go over to your GoDaddy account. Okay. And you're going to open up your domain, like the domain that you probably just got. Okay. So I'm going to use same example that I'll show you guys. This is this right here. This is the email that I'm using for a lot of my emails. Okay. It says support@copythispage. So first I did is registered the domain copythispage.com. And then I registered the email, just like I told you about. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'll scroll down right here where it says copythispage.com. Going to click on that. And then same process if you're with Namecheap or any other domain, verification site or site where you buy your domains. You're looking for where it says manage DNS or go to DNS or something along those lines, edit DNS. Okay. So we're going here to our DNS records. And this is where there's some technical fancy code and all that other stuff, but don't worry about that. This process is pretty simple. Okay. So I'll show you here. You can see already in here, I already have the SPF record. Okay. But I'm going to walk you through what it's going to look like. Okay. So I already have it right here where we copied it from that document that's in the link down below. Okay. So what you're going to add 3 pieces of information. You're going to make it a TXT record. You're going to put the @ symbol, and then you're going to paste the code that you just copied from the document. So again, this piece of code right here, you're going to copy that, and you can see right in there, it says GetResponse right in there where you want that. So that way Google and Yahoo and Gmail, Hotmail, they know that this email is validated and verified from GetResponse. It's a legit, real email. So in order to in order to update your DNS records, you just come over here. You'll see an ad, should see some type of ad button. I don't know what it looks like in Namecheap. I know it's pretty simple here. So the type we're going to do is TXT. And then even here in GoDaddy, it's easy. It gives you the example. So where it says name, you're going to put the @ symbol. And then right here, you're going to paste this piece of code. So I'm going to copy that, come over here, and we're going to paste that in there. Boom. And then you literally just hit add record. And since I already have the record in there, I don't need to add it. And then you just hit add record, and then boom, that part is done. Okay. So officially shown you how to set up your SPF record. Okay. Setting up your DNS. I'm going to change this to SPF and DKIM records. So there you go. That's what I meant earlier by I might update this as I go along. Just want to make sure you guys have the right information. Now, here's what we got to do for the DKIM. Now, first and foremost, when you go over here to your, excuse me, to your GetResponse account, you're going to have to register with GetResponse the domain that you just got. Okay. So as an example, you can see I have 2 registered domains. These are email from sending domains that I'm using with my GetResponse account. So shdfunnel.com, copy this page.com. You can see right here, and this will tell you that you don't want to be using a free email. So as an example, when you set up your GetResponse account, if you use a Gmail or Yahoo or MSN, Hotmail, whatever, it'll tell you not recommended to send mail from. You don't want to be using a free public email like that. Okay. You want to be using a actual registered and paid for domain. So really simple. You're just going to go here to add email. And then, okay, you're going to click add email. And then the name, all right, the name, now this name right here, this is the from name. This is who the email is going to look like it's coming from. So as an example, if we go over here to my Gmail, so the name is going to be this, like any of these from names right here. So what do you want the name to be? Do you want it to be, your name? Like I use Daniel, or support, or, this one here, digital marketers worldwide, Kirsty. Like, what do you want your name to be? That's what it's going to be. Okay. So let's say you could use, if your name was Mark, you could call yourself Mark. All right. And let's just say that you registered the email support@workwithmark.com. That's what you do right there. So whatever the email address is that you registered through GoDaddy or Namecheap or wherever you got your email address from, okay, you would put that here. And then this is called the sender from name, whatever you would want that to be from. Oh, it's from Daniel. It's from, digital marketers. It's from Traffic Authority or anything like that. That's where that name would go. And then you hit add address. Okay. Then once you do that, what you're going to want to do is you'll see now, obviously both of my emails are already authenticated, but as soon as you add your new email address in here, it is not going to be authenticated. So you're going to want to click over here. I believe it says something along the lines of authenticate or not authenticated. Anyway, you're going to be looking literally right over here, and you'll see that you need to authenticate your email. And that's really simple to do. You literally will click, this is clickable, so you can click on that just like this. Now, just like we added the SPF record, now we're going to add the DKIM record. So it's important that you pay attention to the information in here. So if we go back to our GoDaddy account, okay, we're going to look at, let me swing back to that. So if we look at this, okay, you're going to be adding, again, just like the SPF record, you're going to be adding 3 pieces of information here. Okay, 3 pieces. See, I know you thought, hey, here's a free email marketing training series. I'm going to go learn how to write emails. I'm going to learn how to, write good subject lines. Well, guess what? That stuff's coming. We're going to talk about all that. But this stuff's like, if you don't do this stuff, you're not going to be landing in the inbox. End of story. So like if you're using a free Gmail account to try and send mail from, you're hitting the spam folder. You're not landing in the inbox. It's just not happening. So you gotta do this stuff. All right. You got to do this stuff. So we're going to add 3 pieces of information. We're going to add the TXT. Then we're going to add this little piece of code right here. And then we're going to add this big, long piece of code right here. Okay. And again, this is customized specifically to your domain. You can't go grabbing this off of the Get Help section. So as an example, if you guys went and searched GetResponse specifically for DKIM records, you would see an example piece of code there. Like you don't want to take that and post that in your DNS records. You actually want to use the one that comes specifically from your autoresponder. Okay. So what we're going to do is obviously you need to set it to TXT, and then you're going to grab this piece of code right here. And again, this might be specific to you. And if you're using ActiveCampaign or if you're using Aweber, just make sure that you get the right piece of code. So you're going to grab this right here. Okay. You're going to copy that. That is going to be, oops, let's go over here to this. So if we add a new record, so right here where it says name, okay, that is where you're putting this piece of code right here. So you're going to get rid of the @ symbol and you're going to pop that in there. Oops, I didn't copy that correctly. Boom, copy back here, paste. There we go. Now it's in there, correct. Okay. Now we need to go and grab this big long piece of code, or we just hit copy. Okay, shows copied. And then we come back here and boom, there's a big long piece of code right there. But you don't need to worry about it. That's all good. Okay, so again, TXT, we want to set it as a TXT. We got that, we got that. And then you literally just hit add record. And then once you are done, it looks just like you see here. It looks just like this. That's what you want. Okay. So once those two pieces of information are in there, you have your SPF record and you have your DKIM record in there, you are good. That is rock solid. So you want to make sure that you guys do this. All right. And then also here, you want to make sure that you verify and authenticate your email. And then you go ahead and get that done, put in the SPF record, put in the DKIM record, and then you're going to be locked and loaded inside of your GetResponse account. Or if you do this with Aweber, ActiveCampaign, any other service providers. Okay. So now let's move on, and we're going to move on to day number 2. I know you guys see here that I have other information here, but this video is obviously long and there's a lot of technical pieces of things in here. So we covered 2 real main things. We covered obviously getting your domain set up and registered, registering an actual professional domain name email. You want to go do that. So please don't move on to day number 2 until you get the stuff done. So if you don't have a professional domain name, go do that now. If you don't have your SPF record and DKIM records set up with your specific autoresponder, go do that now. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Do not move on to day number 2 until you get this stuff done. And if you got value from this video, please do me a favor. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, get notified anytime I post new content. If you're not using GetResponse and you do want to use the same autoresponder that I'm using in this training process with this free email marketing system, it is my opinion. Aweber, ActiveCampaign, and GetResponse, probably top 3 email service providers out there. I think GetResponse is priced as best as they can be compared to everybody else. But I also think they're the most user-friendly, my humble opinion. I've been doing this for 6 years. So if you want to use GetResponse, that way it's going to be really easy for you to follow along in the series. You can hit those links down below, set up your account. And then as you follow along in these videos, it's going to be really, really easy to do just that. Follow along. All right, that's it. Wrap it up. Day number 1. Go do, my friends. Go do. Don't binge watch this. This is not Netflix. Watch the video. Go do. Watch the video. Go do. All right, my friends, that's it. Thank you. Take care. I'll see you on day number 2.